Good morning to all. I hope you all are doing well and staying at your home. Myself, Ms. Kunjan Daswani from Shiv Jyoti Educational Group Kota, and I welcome you all to the e-learning classes of English grammar. So now today we will be seeing chapter number 6, Adjectives and Comparison. You can open your books to page number 24 for that. So now let's see what are adjectives. So an adjective is a word that describes or modifies a noun or a pronoun. It is used to add something to the meaning of a noun. So in adjectives, in simple words, I can say they are what? They are describing words. So they tell us about a noun or a pronoun. It describes us the quality, the quantity, the number, the size, the shape, and what possession of a noun is. So now let's see the example and let's look at the example and understand how they are used in a sentence. So he is a brave boy. Here the word brave is telling us, it is describing us about the boy. So here brave is the describing word, and we can say brave is what? An adjective, because it is describing us about the boy. In the next example you can see they live in a beautiful house. So here you can see the word beautiful is describing about the house they are living in. So here the word beautiful is a describing word and we can call it as an adjective. So now let's see how these adjectives are placed in a sentence. What is their position in a sentence? So they are placed at 3 places. First one is before a noun. So let's look at this example. The beautiful princess is wearing a gown. You can see over here the princess is a noun over here and beautiful is an adjective which is describing us about the princess. So word princess is a noun and beautiful is an adjective. Princess, noun before the adjective is coming before the noun. So here it is just justifying this statement. Before a noun, the adjective can be placed before a noun. In the next sentence also, she is a gorgeous girl. Girl is a noun and gorgeous is an adjective because it is telling us about the girl, right? So girl, noun is adjective is coming before the noun. The second is after the various forms of the verb be. In your previous chapter, we have studied about the be forms of the verb. Do you remember? Is, am, are, was, were, been, being are the forms of be. So, an adjective can be placed. The second position is after the forms of the verb be. As I told you, is, am, are, was, were, being, being. They are the forms of be. So now the adjective is placed after the form of verb be. So as you can see in this example, this glass is breakable. So breakable is an adjective which is telling us about the glass, and it is coming after is, that is the form of be. That is the form of the verb be. So in the next example also, his dog is well behaved. Well behaved is what? It is an adjective and because it is describing us about the dog, and you can see is the verb form of the verb be, and it is an adjective is placed after the form of the verb be. So now the third one is after verbs like look, seem, grow, feel, etc. So now these adjectives are placed after the verbs like look, seem, grow, feel, etc. See the example over here. That man looks strange. I can say the main verb is directly coming over here. No helping verb is coming in between. And here after the main verb only the adjective is placed over here. So that man looks strange. As I told you, after verbs like look is over here as you can see. So after looks is coming the adjective. In the next sentence also you can see he seems worried. So here also it is coming after the verb seems. Adjective is coming after the verb seems over here. So these were the 3 positions we learned. First one was before a noun. Second was after the various forms of the verb be, and the third one was after verbs like look, seem, grow, feel, etc. I can call it as a direct main verb after the main verb. Okay. Now let's look at the first exercise, that is question number A. You can see it on your page number 24 itself only. Circle the suitable adjectives in the following sentences. You now have to you have to select the suitable adjective from the brackets given. So the first one is, my or this brother saw a strange or familiar creature that looked like a dinosaur. So here this is not sounding good with brother, so I will choose my over here. My brother saw a strange creature. The answer is strange creature that looked like a dinosaur. Second is, Saurabh is so naughty or obedient that all the teachers love him. So as you can see, naughty, Saurabh is so naughty that all teachers love him. Teachers love you because you are naughty or you are obedient. So the answer is obedient over here. Saurabh is so obedient that all the teachers love him. Now rest of them will be done like this only, in this way that I told you. So now let's see the another topic, that is types of adjectives. We will be studying 4 types of adjectives over here, that is adjectives of quality, second adjectives of quantity and number, third one is demonstrative adjectives, and fourth is possessive adjectives. So now let's understand them one by one. So the first type of adjective is adjectives of quality. These adjectives are used to tell us about the quality of the nouns or pronouns. So now in simple words I can say they tell us, they qualify, they tell us what type of noun it is or what kind of noun it is. So if you have to identify this type of adjective in a sentence, what you have to do is you have to question it with what kind or what type. So now let's see how they are placed in a sentence. Example, it is a heavy box. Here the heavy word is telling us about the quality of the box, that is what kind of or what type of box it is. It is a heavy box. If I am questioning it like this, what type of box it is, I am getting an answer that is heavy. If you get the answer of what kind of or what type of, the answer that you will get is the adjective of quality. In this you can see in the next example also, Nana has a white dog. So white here is describing us, it is telling us about the quality of dog, that is Nana has a white dog. What kind of dog Nana is having, that is a white dog. It is describing us about the dog. So white is what? Adjective of quality. So now let's see the another exercise related to this topic, that is question C. Rewrite these sentences by replacing the words in red with suitable adjectives from the box and make appropriate changes in the sentences if required. So now what you have to do is, you have to, like these words that are given in red, you have to find out a suitable word that describes that thing only. You have to choose that word from this box that they are given over here. So now first one, Sonalika likes to read books that are able to capture her interest. So able to capture her interest, here something related to interest, that is interesting. So I can use the word over here is interesting. Sonalika likes to read books that are interesting. Second one, after the football match, Rohan's shoes were covered with dirt. Something related to this phrase is dirty over here. So we will get the answer, that is dirty. We will put dirty in the words in the place of these words. After the football match, Rohan's shoes were dirty, not covered with dirt. It will become dirty. Okay. Now rest will be done like the way I told you. The next type of adjective is adjectives of quantity and number. So now adjectives of quantity shows us the quantity of nouns or pronouns. They are used with uncountable nouns. So now adjective of quantity doesn't tell us the exact number. It doesn't show us the exact number. We will categorize, we will be using adjective of quality with that words that are uncountable nouns. Like you can say, can you count milk? Can you count sugar? No, they are what? They are uncountable nouns. So with uncountable nouns, what we will be using is adjective of quantity. Now the next one is adjectives of number. So adjective of number, what they show us? They show us the number of nouns or pronouns. They are used with countable nouns. So I can say they tell us about the exact number. So they are like, this ring is there that I am wearing, this stick is there. These things we can count. So they are countable nouns, and with these things what we will be using is adjective of number. Let's see the example. He ate some rice today. So here some is not showing the exact number of rices. As you all know that rice is what? An uncountable noun. Can you count rice? No, right? So some is coming with the uncountable noun, and that is why some is what? Adjective of quantity. Now seeing the example of adjective of number, there are 10 students in the class. So as you can see, here we are getting the exact number, that is 10, and it is coming with the word, the noun, that is students, and we can count students, right? So 10 students, the 10 word is what? Adjective of number. Now if you have to identify adjective of quantity or it is adjective of number in a sentence, what you have to do is, you have to question it with, if you have to identify adjective of quantity, then you will question it with how much, and if you have to identify adjective of number, then you will question it with how many. Okay. So now coming to the exercise related to this topic is question D, fill in the blanks with suitable adjectives. We need to select the adjective, the appropriate adjective from the brackets given over here. So now, Rubina goes to the gym dash days a week. Enough days? No. 5 days. We will be counting the exact numbers, right? Rubina goes to gym 5 days a week. Second is, Mr. Malhotra asked, how dash sugar have you put in the tea? How many? Can you count sugar? No. So we will be using much over here. How much sugar have you put in the tea? So now the rest will be done like this only. Coming to the next type of adjective, that is demonstrative adjectives. These adjectives are used to point out at a specific person, animal, place or thing. They always come with immediately before the noun they refer to. So now in this type of adjective, we are pointing out at a noun. We are pointing out to some particular noun over here or a pronoun over here. That is why it is called demonstrative. We are indicating to a noun or a pronoun over here. We are directly pointing out to that noun. So we will be using demonstrative pronoun over here. And remember one thing, that these type of adjectives will come after the, they will be placed before the noun only. They will be always placed before the noun. As you can see in this example, this bag is not mine. So as you can see, the bag is a noun and an adjective, that is this, is coming before the bag, that is noun. It is coming before the noun. So this is what is indicating to specific bag which is not mine. So this is showing us that we are pointing out to something, that is why we are using what? This over here. Coming to the next sentence, coming to the next example, that is, I want that pen. Over here you can see that is indicating to the pen that I am using, or I want that thing, I want that pen specifically to that pen only. I don't want any kind of pen. I am pointing out I want that specific pen only. So that is showing us we are pointing out to some pen over here, to some specific pen. That is why we are using the demonstrative or adjective over here, and it is placed before the noun only. So that is what? Demonstrative adjective. Remember one thing, you don't get confused in demonstrative pronouns and demonstrative adjectives, because demonstrative pronouns are placed in the place of a noun, but demonstrative adjective will always come before a verb. So as you can see, before a noun over here, as you can see, it's a noun and they are placed before the noun, but demonstrative pronouns will be placed before the verb only. So now Coming to the exercise related to this is question E, fill in the blanks with correct demonstrative adjectives. You need to select the adjectives from this box that is given over here. Why is dash room so untidy? Why is that room so untidy? Next, the dash flowers are native to China. These flowers are native to China. Okay. Now coming to the last type of adjective, that is possessive adjectives. These adjectives are used to show the possession, belonging or ownership of a noun. As you can see, possessive word is telling us about this type of adjective, that I am telling us about the belonging, that is something, some noun which belongs to me. If I have to show that, then what type of adjective I will use over here, that is possessive adjective. If I have to tell that noun belongs to whom, then I will be using possessive adjective over here. So now as you can see in this example, my cupboard is full of clothes. Here you can see cupboard is a noun and it is placed before a noun only, as same like the demonstrative adjectives we studied earlier in the previous slides we studied, right? So now the cupboard is a noun and it is placed before a noun. It will always be placed before that noun only. So my is telling us the possession of the cupboard, that the cupboard belongs to me. So that my cupboard is full of clothes. So my is what? Possessive adjective, because it is telling us about the possession, about the belonging of that noun. In this example, you can see their performance is too good. I am not talking about any performance over here. I am talking about the specific performance. So that is why I use the word there, which is showing us the possession, the ownership, or whom the thing belongs to. So that is there. So there is what? Possessive adjective. So now keep in mind one thing, that is possessive adjectives are always used before a noun, whereas possessive pronouns always comes in the place of a noun. So remember this point, that possessive adjectives are always placed before a noun only. I told you when I was telling you about possessive adjectives. So now whereas possessive pronouns always comes in the place of noun. They replace what? They replace nouns. That is why they are possessive pronouns. That is why we call them as pronouns, right? But adjective, we are not replacing the noun. The adjective is coming before the noun only. That is, as you can see the example of possessive pronouns, mine, ours, hers. It is the example of possessive pronoun. But example of possessive adjective is my, our. We are not using s over here because we are not showing any possession. We are not replacing it with a noun. We are showing it with the noun only. It is placed before a noun only. That is why. Let's see the exercise related to this. So now question F, underline the possessive adjectives and circle the possessive pronouns. What you have to do is, you have to underline the adjectives and you have to circle the possessive pronouns. So now John is tall. So as you can see, with this sentence we understood that we are talking about a boy named John. So now his feet are big and these shoes are his. Both these sentences we are getting his. But in one sentence it is an adjective and in one sentence it is a pronoun. So his feet, here you can see feet is a noun and it is coming before the noun, that is his is coming before the noun. So the thing that the noun that comes before the adjective that comes before a noun is a possessive adjective, that is his here is an adjective, and these shoes are his, that is I can use these shoes are whom's? John's. So I am replacing the word John, that is a noun over here. So it is replacing we are replacing the noun over here. So this is what you have, this is possessive pronoun. So you will circle this one and you will underline this one. Okay. Now coming to the second one. This letter isn't mine. It is his letter. So as you can see, we are getting two types of things over here, that is mine and his, that is showing something related to the noun. Right. You can see here mine is not placed after any noun over here. So I can say mine is what? Possessive adjective and possessive pronoun. So it is, we have to circle it, and it is his letter, it is coming with a noun. So his is what? Possessive adjective over here. So now the rest will be done like this only. Coming to the next topic, that is degrees of comparison. If you are related to your daily life, I can say you all do comparison in your life, right? Another point you do this comparison in your lives too, right? Am I right? So now what is this comparison when we come to the topic adjective? So now this comparison is done according to the form that we use to make the comparison, to show the comparison in a sentence. What we do this, we show the comparison with the 3 degrees of comparison, that is positive degree, comparative degree and superlative degree. So now let's see what are they. The positive degree of an adjective shows no comparison. So if I am not showing any comparison, so what I am using over here is positive degree of an adjective. I am using the positive degree of an adjective, that is the normal form of an adjective that we study, right? And second is the comparative degree of an adjective shows comparison between 2 person, animals or things. I can simply call it a noun over here. If I have to show comparison between 2 things, then I will relate it with, I will tell it that it is what kind of adjective. It is an comparative degree of an adjective, I can say. So now when I have to show the comparison between 2 things, I will be using comparative degree. And if I have to, let's check this comparison of degree. What in the most comparative degree, with the most comparative degree, there is almost usually I can say in the sentences, the than is used in a sentence to show the comparison between 2 things. So now the superlative degree of an adjective shows comparison between more than 2 person, animal or things. So in the superlative degree, I can say I am comparing among all of you, like more than 2 persons or animals or things or places, or I can simply call it as a noun. If I have to show the comparison between 2 nouns, more than 2 nouns, then what I will be using is superlative degree. If I am comparing among all of you, then what type of degree I will use? That is superlative degree, because you are more than 2. I am not comparing between 2 things. If I am comparing between 2 things, then what type of degree I will be using is comparative degree. But if I am comparing with more than 2 persons or animals or things, then what I will be using is superlative degree. So now let's understand it in the form of an example. That is, you can see the 3 sentences over here. Piyush is a tall boy. Second is Tanay is taller than Piyush. And third one is Vishal is the tallest of the 3. So you can see that in the first sentence I am not comparing it with anyone. I am not comparing Piyush with anyone. I am just telling you that what type of boy Piyush is. He is a tall boy. So it is an adjective, but it is what the degree of this adjective is positive, because I am not comparing it with anyone. But in the second sentence you can see Tanay is taller than Piyush. You can see I am comparing here, I am comparing 2 persons over here, that is Tanay and Piyush. I am comparing 2 persons over here. So I use the word taller to show the comparative degree of an adjective, that is tall. I added ER to show the comparative degree. But in the third sentence, Vishal is the tallest of the 3. Here I am comparing more than 2 persons. I am comparing Piyush, Tanay and Vishal. So here I am comparing what? I am comparing more than 2 persons over here. I am comparing 3 persons, right? So I am using the word tallest. And remember one thing, when you are putting the superlative degree in a sentence, before the superlative degree there always comes the. Always keep this point in mind, that the will always be there when I am talking about when you are writing any superlative degree in a sentence. So now let's see how these these comparatives and superlative degrees are formed. Like there are some ways to form these comparative and superlative degrees. So now the first one is, in some adjectives what we add is er or est, as you can see in this word, that is tall. To make its comparative degree, I added er after the word tall, and here to make the superlative degree of this word tall, I added est after the word. So same goes with old, old, older, oldest. Now the second way is to double the last letter and add er and est. What I have to do is, you have to see over here the word is big. Now to make the comparative degree of this word big, I am doubling the last letter, that is G, like B-I-G. G is the last letter. So I am doubling the word G over here and putting er. So now some adjectives are formed like this, some comparatives and superlative degrees are formed like this by doubling the last letter and adding er and est, and adding er and est. The third way is replace the y with I and add er and est when we were doing that singular and plural nouns. That time also we were replacing y with I, right? So here also we are doing the same thing, that the words that ends with y, what we are doing is, here the word happy is ending with y. So when I am making the comparative degree or superlative degree of this word happy, I am replacing y with I. You can see I is placed over here also and here also, and y is not here because I have replaced y with I, and then I added er and est. So now happy, happier, happiest, lazy, lazier, laziest. So now the fourth form, that is the words which end with e, that ends in e, that are ending with e, that the last word is e. What we do is we just add r and st in the last. Nothing to do, don't have to replace anything, just you have to add r and st to form their comparatives and superlatives. Strange is ending with e, so r is added, stranger and strangest. The second is close, it is also ending with e, so r I have added closer and closest over here. Okay. Coming to the fifth one is add more and most to an adjective. So now you can see, like some adjectives what we add to form the comparatives and superlatives of some adjectives, what we do is we just add more and most to them. So here the word beautiful is here, that is an adjective. To make the comparative and superlative degree of this, so we added more before the word and most. So more beautiful and most beautiful, generous, more generous and most generous. So now the last type, the last way to form a comparative and superlative degree of an adjective is by changing the whole word. We are not following the above rules we studied, right? The above 5 rules that we studied, we are not following that rule over here. That is, we are changing the whole word over here to form the comparative and superlative. So now the word is good. For that I am not using gooder over here or more good over here. Okay, so I am using better and best as the comparative and superlative degree. So I am changing the whole word over here. I am not using more or most or er or est to form the comparative and superlative. You can see little, less, least. This also is changing the whole word over here. So now let's see the exercise. Question G, the table below has one form of an adjective in each row. Complete the table by filling in the other 2 forms in the correct column. What you have to do is you have to fill the blanks over here, that is tallest is here. So we got the adjective, that is tall. So tall is the positive degree and taller is the comparative degree, we can say. So because we are already superlative degree is written over here, that is tallest. Now the word is happy, the positive degree is given, that is happy. It is ending with y, right? So the words that ends with y, what we do with them? We replace y with I over here. So what we will be doing? Happier, H-A-P-P-I-E-R. Y is replaced with I and then we added ER. And same here with superlative degree of happy is happiest. H-A-P-P-I-E-S-T is the superlative degree of the word of the adjective, that is happy. And now rest will be done like this only. Coming to the next exercise, that is the last exercise. Question H, underline the suitable adjectives. What we have to do is you have to choose the appropriate adjective from the brackets. First one is an elephant is big or bigger than a mouse. Here am I comparing the adjective, am I comparing the elephant with anyone? Yes, with a mouse, and there are two only, like the mouse and the elephant. I am just comparing two animals over here. So what type of degree I will use over here is bigger, that is the comparative degree, because I am comparing between two animals. So the answer is bigger. Second is David is the youngest or younger boy in the class. So am I comparing here with two things or more than two things? I am comparing David with the whole class, that is more than two students over here, more than two boys over here. So the word youngest or younger, youngest will come, because one reason is also the is used. If there is the, what you have to use is superlative degree. If the is over here, the is before the degree, then what you have to use is the. That is also a trick that you can identify that which type of degree you have to choose. Or the another is you can see the comparison, that is if we are comparing between two, what we will use is comparative degree, and we are comparing between more than two, then what we will use is superlative degree. So the answer here is youngest. David is the youngest boy in the class. So now rest will be done like this only. So now I hope you all have understood this chapter. You all have understood what are adjectives, their types and the degrees of comparison. So now